Good morning and welcome to Tuesday Talks, February 6, 2024. I'm Dr. Rosalind Osgood and I greet you this morning from Florida capital in Tallahassee. Just coming on this morning for a few minutes to give a legislative update as we continue to move through the Florida 2024 legislative session. So I want to talk to you about a couple of bills. You know, I try to talk about the good, the bad, and the unnecessary. So the good is this morning in the Health Policy Committee, the committee will get an opportunity to vote on Senate Bill 1474, entitled Chiropractic Medicine. And this bill fixes a glitch that we have in current statute right now. If an individual is seeking to secure a license to be a licensed chiropractor, they have to have a bachelor's degree. Right now, the current statute does not honor bachelor's degrees that are earned in other countries and other places. So if an individual goes to a school that's not in the U.S., and apply for a chiropractic medicine license, they have to go back to school and get a second bachelor's or second undergraduate degree from a United States school. This bill removes that criteria that your bachelor's degree can be accepted if the school is not located in the U.S. So this is going to potentially build the bench for chiropractors and allow those individuals that did undergraduate work in schools that are not in the United States to apply for their chiropractor license without having to get a second bachelor's degree. And that's Senate Bill 1474. I'll be a yes on this bill. The bad. In the same Health Policy Committee today, we will hear CSSB 238, claims against assisted living facilities. So this bill is bad because it allows what we call passive investors not to be held liable for malpractice lawsuits or negligence. So passive investors are individuals that invest in assisted living facilities and they give the money to the facility, and their argument is that they shouldn't be liable for lawsuits because they're not performing the service. But that's really not true, because sometimes the passive investor also owns the company that's supplying the linen, the uniforms for the staff. They tend to have multiple companies that they're making money legally in various ways with assisted living facilities. So if I'm an investor or a part owner of a business and that business is negligent or there's a malpractice lawsuit, then normally I am held accountable for that. But this bill would protect those passive investors. So I'm a no on this bill. Unnecessary. You probably have already seen me in the news or read about it in the newspaper about Senate Bill 1530. This bill is entitled, let me get the exact name. I want to make sure that I'm saying the exact name of this bill. It's Senate Bill 1530, Unauthorized Public Camping and Public Sleeping. So several states have banned homeless camps altogether, and others have put restrictions in place and are trying to work with their local government to find ways to work with people that are homeless. So this bill basically says that cities and counties have to have identified spaces with permits in order to have homeless encampments. That's like the tents that the homeless sleep in or the places that they gather, so that these camps can be allowed on public property. So this bill makes an attempt to clear those encampments up and prevent homeless people from putting up tents and sleeping on public property. Well, I take issue with it because homelessness is an issue. Homeless people are people that we should care about and try to assist. If they are caught sleeping in an area where there's not an identified camp or permit by the city or county, then they're going to be arrested. And I just think it's wrong to arrest homeless people. Many people that are homeless are dealing with various issues and crises in life. Many people that are homeless work every day and they pay taxes, so they kind of rightfully own those public places that now they're being prevented from sleeping at, or they're going to be arrested. So if a lawsuit of a business now can come and file a lawsuit against a county or a municipality to recover expenses that they deem were lost by a homeless person sleeping, on public property in front of their business. So it kind of pits business owners against the municipality. Homelessness is a real issue. Being a person that has formerly lived homeless, sometimes you go through situations in life and you find yourself experiencing homelessness. My life was turned around because there were programs in my community, my church, and other support systems that helped me. There was one period when I was homeless with my kids, and I just needed to earn 2 more paychecks so that I could pay first, last, and security to get a place for us to stay. So we were sleeping in the car. Now if this bill passes and I'm sleeping in the car on a public space, they're going to arrest me, take my kids. Now, I know somebody said, well, there's many programs that you can go to and get help with first, last, and security. But when you're a parent and you have 3 kids and you're sleeping in your car, if you go into those programs and tell them that you're sleeping in your car, then they call DCF and say that it's a danger, that you don't have the kids in a dwelling where there's running water and lights. So it's a catch-22. I think that we should comprehensively look at addressing the issue of homelessness, where we get the various disciplines, government, nonprofit, law enforcement, education, and we bring them together and take the time that's needed to study homelessness and then make recommendations about solutions. Many of the local governments, cities, and municipalities have already found a very creative way to deal with homelessness while they're trying to assist individuals in getting into shelters or getting into places to stay. I don't know why the legislator here, the body, legislators, are not talking about putting more money into cities and counties to have more facilities available for homeless people that need shelter. I just don't understand how putting a homeless person in jail is going to help with homelessness. They're going to be released at some point. They didn't commit any crime. We can't criminalize homelessness. Homeless people are our brothers and sisters, and then we have to find ways to support them and help them, not to make their hardship worse. So I think that this bill is totally unnecessary. I'm going to be a no on this bill. I've been a strong advocate against it, although I believe that it's well intended, because people, especially business owners, they don't like seeing homeless people around. Well, the homeless people are here, and they're our brothers and sisters, and we have to find a way to help them and not think that we should just put everybody in jail because we create laws and then say that they are breaking the laws. Another interesting discussion that will take place this week is the discussion that's tied to the federal law or legislation of possibly putting it on the ballot for voters to decide if they want to legalize recreational marijuana. There's a bill here that's trying to preempt that, to say that if marijuana, recreational marijuana, is legalized, then it could only have like 10% THC. Well, I have some concerns because we have so many people, thousands of people incarcerated right now for selling recreational marijuana because it was declared to be illegal many years ago. It does a lot less damage than alcohol, but alcohol continues to be legal. So I think we have to make policy in a way that we're consistent. We can't be hypocritical in what we're doing. I think that the voters should decide whether they want to legalize recreational marijuana. And it also should be legislation to talk about education around marijuana. It's hard to explain to a kid when it's appropriate or inappropriate to use marijuana. And I'm not talking about medical marijuana. Medical marijuana is prescribed through a doctor, and it has been proven to help people with certain medical conditions. So these are some of the very flavored discussions that will take place at the Florida Capitol. You can always go to the Florida channel online and watch live all of the meetings and things that are going on here in Tallahassee. You can go to www.floridasenate.gov or www.myfloridahouse.gov and put in bill numbers to follow the bill, look at the history of the bill, look at the analysis of the bill, and stay in tune and in touch with what is going on here in Tallahassee. And finally, if you have not already done so, please take the time to request your vote by mail ballot. Even if you're thinking you're going to vote in person, the vote by mail ballot gives you an option. You could either vote by mail or you could go in person. All of us were purged from the roll in January 2023 as a means of suppressing our vote. So we have to make sure that we exercise our faith by going and voting. Voting is one of the greatest powers that we have. It's our voice at the ballot box. And it's certainly important that we vote so that we can have representation in these discussions. In the conversation about homelessness, I'm able to speak from a perspective of a lived experience. If I was not in this space, then the voice of the homeless would be silent because they're not in the legislature. But that's why I'm here. So please stay tuned, stay connected. If you do not already subscribe to my newsletter, please send me an email at osgood.rosalind@flsenate.gov so that we can add you so that you can stay connected to what's going on at the Florida Capitol so that you're informed. Please feel free to send emails to your senators and your members in the House of Representatives so that they know your perspective as we rush through this very busy legislative session and look at, thousands and thousands of bills and vote on maybe around 400 or 500 that literally impact all of our lives from day to day. Have a great day today, and thank you all so much for joining this morning. I'm always delighted to have my cousin Sharon Edmond, proud member of Delta Sigma Theta, joining and staying connected. Also Miss Lynn, Miss Marshall. I see my sorority sister, golden member of our sorority for over 50 years, Miss Elaine Samuels. Thank you so much, Miss Harrell, and all of you that have joined this morning. Please like and share this video. We want to continue to try to inform the people of the great state of Florida about what's going on here in Tallahassee and make sure that you are connected and you have information. Have a great day today, and please pray for your legislators.